What is up, gang? I just dropped a video that I know will split some people. Some will think it's my old ass being mad at the world and take it for that. Others will maybe get in their feelings about it, feeling targeted, feeling like I'm generalizing an entire generation. And some people might even just get offended. Um, I thought long and hard about how I wanted to do it, how I wanted to go out of my way to prove to you and show you me, who I am, what is, I wouldn't say hidden, because I don't hide. I'm too big for that. My ego too massive for that. But what is being withheld? What's being controlled? What is essentially being suppressed? Because truth be told, I think a lot of people would go out of their way to portray me, identify me, say that some of my traits is that I'm a pretty laid back guy. I seem unbothered. Shit, yesterday I was told that sometimes I come off as a robot. And there's some truth to that. I opened up yesterday. I recorded the video yesterday. I just didn't get to post it. I recorded the video yesterday and had to throw rationality out the window for a little bit. And I had to put myself in a position where the filter was somewhat gone, but even listening back to it, I recognize that I'm still filtering myself. I'm still like trying to stay composed and not show too much emotion. I mentioned this as well, that to me it's a privilege. It's a privilege whether or not or what you show to other people, the time that you invest in, the things that you allow people to see and feel, and not even see but feel. I think the feelings are one of the most powerful things on planet Earth. I think that is what makes us who we are. I think that is the definition of being human. And truth be told, I don't fuck with it. I don't like being emotional. I want to allow me to be vulnerable for a second. What I've been striving to do for the majority of my adult life was, instead of being the core of chaos, I tried to instead being a place of peace. And that's such a contradictory thing, because once I was the center of attention and chaos, and I was borderline pushing towards where the noise was, because that's where I felt distracted. It's where I felt at home. I made that my home for quite some time. And having to go through all of that and changing up fundamentals in how you live is really, really difficult. And that's why I was unhappy. I was a version of myself that, when the mirror finally started to crack, I would see this version of me and not being able to relate it to the teachings and the lessons and the peace that my parents gave me, everything that they try to provide for me, and the path that they were laying in front of me. And that's a really, really tough thing to not only acknowledge, but also to recognize that you're a fucking idiot. Nobody likes to put themselves in a position where they have to say, oh yeah, I'm stupid. And I had to do that. I had to recognize I was fucking up everything. And it got to the point where I didn't want to be here anymore. It got to the point where I tried to do something drastic. And the point that I'm essentially trying to make in this video, despite it sounding, and I'll be honest, I got this feedback, and it's valid. It's so fucking valid. Shout out to Yuka, because to me, fuck yeah, call me out on my shit, and I love it. That's why I value Yuka a lot, because Yuka is pretty straightforward. We see a lot of things differently. We have a lot of different worldviews and a lot of different takes, and we're very, very different people. And that's why I value that incredibly, because it also made me realize, obviously, and I knew that this video was not going to be for everybody. I knew that this video is not going to sit right with certain people. Some people are definitely going to feel targeted. I know this. That's why I say in the video, if you feel targeted, go look in the mirror. It's not because it is, but if the shoes fucking fit, if I sit and I listen to something and it resonates with me, yeah, but that doesn't mean the message was for me. But it makes me introspective and make me realize that, oh my God, I gotta change up my shit. And that's why I've referred to this in previous videos. Michael Beasley, the interview that he has with Shannon Sharp. Even if you're not a sports fan, but if you are genuinely caring about men's health or wanting to try and understand men, I would suggest you go and take a listen to that. It's all over TikTok. Shit, if you follow me on TikTok, just go through my reposts. There's a lot of different shit there. And that's also just to be very clear about that. My social media presence is not a reflection of how I'm feeling in the moment. It's an overall fucking, it's an overall thing. It's me trying to spread a message that I believe it's really, really valuable. And it's very, very present in modern day society. Whether it's good or bad. But that's also why I wanted to highlight Yuka by name. I hope it's okay, Yuka. I didn't ask for permission, but because it is genuinely one of those things where you could bring something valuable to the table by by coming up and saying that to me, because it makes me reflect, it makes me think, it makes me go back and resonate and and own it, you know. But that's also where, you know, the clarification needs to come in, because yeah, it is a rant. It is me showing my frustration. I'm not necessarily angry, because anger resides for a long amount of time. It keeps sticking around, and it's not something that bothers me on the daily. Because I had this conversation with Shiro where we spoke about caring, right? About where we put our energy, where we put our emotions, and how it allows to have an impact on how we feel and how we think and what bothers us. This is gonna sound like I'm elevating myself above everybody, or like that I got shit figured out. And trust me when I say I don't. I don't. I have so many things that I still work on. If anything, these type of videos and the things that I'm doing right here is a full-blown it's like a full-blown self-discovery too. And the fact that you're wanting to be on this journey and sit and listen to these videos and sit and listen to me yap and all this different shit is cool. It's great. But I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I'm not trying to to get you to find me more likable. I'm not trying to be your savior. I'm not trying to be your guide. I'm not trying to be anything other than transparent. And for some, the beacon of hope, as I've said before. That's the thing. You don't have to run up to the beacon to feel it. You don't have to touch it to feel the guidance. Sometimes just seeing something makes you act. And that's kind of what I want more than anything. Like I'm not looking for people to come run into me, and I'm not looking for people to come and ask me like, oh, be my sensei, like be my guru. Like, no, because I'm such a firm believer in the fact that like you have not only the power, but you also need to have the authority to own what you do, own what you think, own how you think, and live your life like you want it, like you intended to. That's why I don't do codependence. I don't try to make anybody dependent on me. If anything, all of the efforts that I put in and everything that I try to do is to make people independent. I want people to be able to get the means and the tools to understand that they have so much power. Knowledge is power, and realization and perspective helps you gain all of that. The more you can put yourself in another man's shoes, the more you understand that we all got different journeys. The more you can get inside of the mind of somebody and understand their patterns and why they do those patterns, the more you will also grow your empathy. But that doesn't mean that just because you can relate or just because you can understand it, that you have to tolerate it. And that's kind of the whole purpose of why I'm doing these videos, to make... I wrote this to Yuka, and maybe that point has gone amiss. The reason why I'm critical is because I feel like I can allow myself to be so. Not because I'm better than anybody else, but because I have gone through things that I have self-inflicted. I will never put anything on anybody, because I made my choices. I put myself in environments. I put myself in situations. I did what I did because I'm me, right? Nobody can force us to do anything. We can feel a pressure that pushes us towards it. But if you don't want to take the step, you don't want to take the step. And I have an exceptionally extreme take on that, right? Because I opened the door to it. My past is by no means pretty. I have gone through things in life, again, self inflicted ones, self made ones, but nonetheless, I've gone through them. And I put myself in environments that not a lot of people are able to get out of because of whatever reason. If they feel like they belong there, if they feel pressured there, if there's like a circumstance that the environment is trying to trap you. But no matter what you tell me, and no matter what you say to me, you will always have a choice. There is no argument in this world that you can make to me that you don't have a choice. Because you do. Now, that being said, I respect and admire the people who are loyal. And sometimes that's why we stick around, right? Loyalty, the feeling of having to be present and having to stand by what we said and the words that we've given, the actions that we have done that led up to this point, right? We have to be consistent with it. But that's why I'm saying I personally, and that's a self-justification if anything, but I think and I believe and I trust in my heart and my gut that I have the right to be critical because I made my way out of things that most people probably wouldn't have been able to, while still being true and loyal to who I am and the people that I love and the people that I care for, my family. That doesn't mean that I'm judging people. There is obviously a certain element of judgment. How can you not judge when it's fake? Who wants to surround themselves with fake? Because that essentially is what it is. As soon as you go out and make a premise that you living your best whole life is part of your growth, that's not it. It's really not. I'm a man of faith, and I'm a man of moral code, despite my own being so damn flawed. Nonetheless, I am. And me excusing sinful behavior and surrounding yourself in sinful environments and then try to label it as a part, like a path and a part of your growth, is crazy to me. Yeah, no, it gives you experiences and yeah, it gives you lessons, but are they truly valuable? And that's not for me to decide. But from what I can say, and again, this is straight out of a DM I just had with Yuka, the things that I put myself through and the environments that I put myself in sat me back for years. Right? Nobody truly knows the struggles that I've had to go through and the struggles that I have to go through current time and the struggles that I'm gonna have to go through future. Nobody will be able to understand that and nobody will be able to relate to that. Yeah, it has strengthened my knowledge. Yes, it has strengthened my point of views. Yes, it has strengthened my experience level. It has risen my XP bar, so to speak. But it doesn't change the fact that I can never look at it rationally and be like, oh, I needed that in my life to become the person that I am today. I could have gotten here in so many other healthier ways, and I would still have fundamentally had the views that I have today. I have no doubt in my mind about that. I can't say it for certain, 100%. But I can tell you right here, right now, that truthfully, the amount of negatives that I have as the aftermath, as the thing that haunts me, where I have to put this damper on myself, where I have to suppress whatever feeling is going through my mind and through my heart. And you got a little taste of it. If you think that is me sounding angry and aggressive, you have seen nothing. And that's to my point. And I don't want anybody to experience that. But the fact of the matter is, it is there. If you cross me, there's a whole different side of me. And that's not like to sound like a cool guy or like, oh, you don't want to see me angry, I'm gonna hulk up. No, but it's the truth. I become irrational. I become filled with emotion. Due to the past that I have had, I become physical. I become extremely toxic. And I can shoot the shit like the best of them. The majority of like music that I did back in the day, like went to underground settings and did freestyle raps and like just spoke shit to each other and all of these different things. It's like I got so much toxin in my veins. I am not fundamentally a good person. That's the truth. I try to be, and I try to cleanse, and I try to do things that I can to get away from that. Because again, it's an active choice. We all have we all have sinful thoughts, we all have things that universally be labeled as we're not great people, right? And that's okay. We're all sinners, we're all led by temptation, but it's whether or not how far we're going to go with it. And do we repent? Do we feel sorrow? Do we feel regret? That is one of the things where I struggle as a person. I rarely do. That's where the label of a robot comes in. I rarely feel regret because I can sit here and tell you that, yeah, I've just told you, right? All of these things that I've done in my past are things that sat me back for years. Like the things that I have put other people through in my support system, family, friends, loved ones, what they've had to deal with, my anger issues, with my aggression, with my confrontational nature that wasn't always so well eloquently put and like rational. It was like an attack of emotions. It was an attack. It was like a fucking volcano erupting to the point where like clear the fucking island because it's about to burn down. And that's a side that I don't want to go back and visit, but at the same time I don't regret it. Because what's the point? What's the point in regret? What's the point in sitting back and being like, oh, I wish I hadn't done that? It's already happened. Why do we strive to change something that we can't anyway? And look at, okay, I fucking did it. That's fucking stupid. What can I take from it? Right? And that's what I'm saying. We're not perfect. And that's why I'm also like wanting to make abundantly clear when I'm sitting here and I'm talking about these type of things. It's not me labeling every single VTuber that they're a whore. It's not me labeling every single guy who's trying to be nice in a Twitch chat that he's a fuckboy or that he's an e-boy or that because you have an online presence you're an e-girl or whatever. Also because like these things, and that's kind of the message that I'm trying to send. I don't hate these people. I don't hate anybody. I know. Wild, but hate lingers, hate stays, and hate takes time, and it takes energy. I don't have time for that. I'm old as shit. Fuck off, dude. So what I'm essentially trying to say is like what I can't stand though are the ones who hide it. That's where it comes in. I can't stand fucking fake people. I don't understand the need to hide intention and hide desires, like especially when they're so predominantly out there. Like you're not fooling anyone, man. I'm gonna be so real. Like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go down the route of sitting here and analyzing people and their patterns, but all I'm saying is like if you're like spending the majority of your time jumping around in Twitch chats and trying to be noticed, like I'm sorry, like you're saying it's like, oh, I want to show support, but I don't know, man. I think there's something deeper to it than that. But hey, it is what it is. And again, like there's nothing wrong with it. You know, like if that's who you are, own it. But like maybe do some like self-discovery. And I know that sucks, man. I know that hurts. I know that's difficult because you're gonna experience and see things that maybe you don't really fuck with. And all of a sudden now you have like this task at hand that you either have to like procrastinate or just completely ignore, but now it's there in your consciousness, and oh no, you feel like such a lazy fuck, and oh my god, you feel like you can't do things, and oh my god, now like life is so busy, and oh my god, you have to put in effort and you have to put in work, and god forbid that we have to live life that it's not just all fun and games, right? Sorry, it's just and it saddens me that people are actually afraid of living life. Like it saddens me that people are overwhelmed, like, and that their main priority is not working on themselves. Like it's the furthest concept for me, and I will never be able to understand how you can choose like arbitrary and quantity over quality. I don't. Like the best thing that's ever happened in my life, and this is like, and that's some of the realest shit that I've ever spoken. I don't even know if I've ever said this, but the best thing that's ever happened to me was when I understood that like people's opinions and feelings don't fucking matter. Oh shit, the robot allegation just came really real. Maybe I'm a clanker like Yuka. But what I mean by that is not, when I say people, I don't mean the ones that I love. I mean everybody else. I mean, why are we out here trying to be concerned about what other people think? Right? And there's an irony to that because, again, my content, the fact that I'm making this video, right? But it's not really because of feelings. Because again, as I said, like, if you suddenly you feel like you're being hit, if you feel like that there was a target on you when you sat and listened to this video about me talking about fake people, hiding their true nature, hiding their intentions, and hiding behind the terminology of growth and experiences and whatnot. Shit, like if the shoe fits, like it's not my fault if you feel targeted on that, and it can never be my fault. And again, if you think for a second that it is targeted to you and I haven't come and confronted you about it and I have an issue with it, we're not as close as you think, so it shouldn't even bother you. That's the secondary truth to that. If you think that this was targeted and meant for you, but I keep you around or I talk to you, but you think or believe that I haven't come to you and confronted you about me not fucking with your behavior, we're not close enough for you to even having to feel a slight of concern or like get up in your emotions about it. Because I confront every single fucking person that I know when they do something that I don't like. I'm a confrontational person. I love confrontation. Because confrontation doesn't have to be negative, but it has to be spoken. It's an action, right? Instead of sitting and lingering and thinking about shit that's never gonna amount or go to anything or anywhere, you know? And that's the point that I'm trying to make with this video. stop feeding others when your plate is empty. For the longest time, I thought that was all that I was, like a provider, that was just solely a support system. But a farmer can't feed anybody, produce anything if he doesn't have the crops. And the way you get the crops is by putting in the work. You need to be self-sustainable, self-sufficient to be able to be providing for others. It's a chain. And that is kind of what I'm trying to allude here is that if you don't resonate with what I think and with what I say, I don't have an issue with you. You are entitled to every opinion and every thought and every perspective and every take that you do, just as I do. And I'm not getting in my feelings just because you're not agreeing with me, just as you shouldn't be in your feelings if I don't agree with you. Disagreements are healthy. Different point of views are wonderful. And not everybody is going to be your friend. Not everybody is going to be your favorite person. And you're not going to be everybody's favorite person. And that's so awesome. Because it means that the world goes around and not everything is about you and not everything is about them. So the best thing for me personally, and what made me realize that I am in such a fortunate position, is that I started, instead of looking at everybody and looking at groups and looking at like, oh, do I fit in? Do I do this? Do I do that? Like, what's people's opinion on me? Oh my God forbid I embarrass myself in front of others. Fuck it. Like, do you not understand that embarrassing yourself in front of others is usually like the greatest fucking content for other people? And if it's somebody you love, they will not have a shred of enjoyment if you're genuinely hurt. They will find it funny. They will tease you. They will fucking go out of their way to tell you you're a fucking idiot. But trust me when I say, if there's love involved, they will make sure that you're okay in that process before they move forward in doing it. So love the ones that love you. Love the ones that prove that they love you. And don't be afraid to go out of your way to show love, and maybe it doesn't come back. If that's the case, you just know that you misplaced something and maybe it's time to go and put it somewhere else, it's pretty simple. Life is a pretty simple thing. And that's not to say that it doesn't hurt. Right? I think the majority of people have been in a situation where they were hoping that they could get closer to somebody or that they could fall in love with somebody and it was reciprocated, and then it wasn't. Or that you've been in a relationship and the love just stopped, right? I think the majority of people have gone through a breakup. There's many, many ways that these things can unfold, and some are definitely more healthy than others. But again, once you get over the initial shock of it and you start to sit and rationalize and think about things, it should really dawn upon you that fuck that. Why am I even sad about having lost something that I felt like I didn't get anything out of? Why am I sad about losing something that straight up disrespected me? Why am I sad of losing something that gave me more harm than good? Why am I sad about losing something that was obviously fake? Because if they went out of their way to purposefully hurt me or trying to get away from me, then what am I actually losing here? Losing the comfort and the illusion that I had? Or am I genuinely losing something that was worthwhile keeping around? But again, let's be real. If they treat you like shit, they make you feel like shit, if they disrespect you, and they're willing to leave you or do something that actively is hurting you, is it worth it? And that just doesn't go for a relationship. It goes for friendships. It goes for everything. It goes for family. It goes for a wide array of things, even your fucking job. If they don't value you, like the way you value them, what's the point? That's the story, the moral of the story. And that's essentially what I'm saying. I am not angry at the world. I'm frustrated with society that we seemingly are just allowing this type of shit to flourish. We're allowing people to play characters and let them get away with it when they are lying about being a character. Because again, like, you gotta be a fucking idiot. That was essentially my point that I was trying to make when I brought Saikuno into it. Like, these chicks are fucking brain dead. I'm sorry, but like, if you sit there and you genuinely think that this guy is like a real life fucking anime character, like, come on, dude. Nobody is like that. You know? And that's why I'm saying, you know, you can look at me and you can think that I'm a fucking robot, and you can look at me and you can think that I'm cold as shit, or you can look at me and think that I'm an old guy, old angry guy, sitting there ranting. Again, no disrespect, Yuka. I love the fact that you called it the way that you saw it. Truth be told, it's not always that simple. You know, if anything, I'm an extremely emotional guy. I don't care, like, I'll admit that. I'm an extremely emotional guy. When I get hit, I get hit. And it hurts. And a lot of the people who know me, they've seen that. I go on hiatuses and fuck that. Sorry, scrap that. I don't go on hiatuses because that word has lost every fucking meaning. Again, thank you, streamers. I appreciate you. Oh, I'm going on hiatus back after a fucking week. And I'm sorry, man. I ruined the word retirement. I know. I own it. You know what? Fuck it. MJ ruined the word retirement. He retired and went and played baseball and came back and played with the Bulls. If you don't get the reference, get the fuck out of here. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. The people who know me, like really know that I am an emotional guy. I remove myself from situations when I get emotional because I believe that I'm no good for anybody. That's not true. But that's something that I'm working on. And this is kind of the way to do it. Sitting here yapping, being vulnerable, showing the world who I am, allowing myself to be vulnerable. It's the same thing. Like, I think my music is kind of shit, but I still share it. You know, if people fuck with it, they fuck with it. If they don't, they don't. From what I can tell, never mind. I thought the playlist was done. It's a really long pause. Nonetheless, I see that I have recorded for about 40 minutes. It's a lot of content in a very few days. So I will leave you with this. I appreciate all the feedback that I'm getting. So thank you, Yuka. I love you for that. What you saw in that video, if you saw it, is a guy who's just allowing his mind to speak. There's not even, fuck it, it's not even brain. Like, it's not even my mind. It's like my heart. It's my heart. It's my gut. It's how I perceive the world without filtering, without trying to understand, and without wanting to understand. Because fuck me if I ever want to understand why somebody is playing a character. I don't want to understand anybody who believes in the concept of having to be a character to be happy. Never. And especially not in like daily setting. Because again, I'm a man of action. I'm a man of work. If you think you're shit, change it. Genuinely. And I know it's easier said than done. Like, what's more important in life than yourself? Can you go to work? Can you be happy? Can you generate true, proper emotion? Can you own the things that you say, the things that you do, the friendships that you have, the family, everything? Can you do that while playing somebody else? Because what happens when it becomes quiet? What happens when nobody is around to validate the character that you play? Are you happy? Are you feeling like yourself? Are you feeling good? Or are you immediately jumping back on Discord to see if anybody can sit there and give you attention and validation? Are you immediately running out in the middle of the night or jumping on WhatsApp and just trying to keep a conversation going? Can you lay in the middle of the night with no lights, no phone, no distractions, and truly just be in contact with yourself and feel yourself emotionally without being sad, without being overwhelmed, without your mind constantly telling you that you're a fucking loser? And the reason why I'm saying this is because I couldn't. I was at a point in life where I couldn't. This is not me looking down on you if you can't. Understand that I'm not out here judging you. And I'm not out here validating that you are a loser because your thoughts are not right. But they belong because it's the truth. It's the truth in the sense of like the reason why you feel like a fucking loser is because you're putting yourself last. You would rather be somebody else. But that doesn't mean that you, fundamentally the true you, the one who is basically sitting in the back of the car while this character is driving you somewhere, that person is not a loser. They're just fucking lost. But they're gonna continue to sit there. They're gonna continue to not be able to do shit unless you put in some time and work for them. And how you do that is completely up to you. And however long it takes is also completely up to you. I'm still doing that. It's not something you do from one day to another. But there's so many things I'm telling you right now, and that goes for everybody. Everybody, even the people who got their shit together. Everybody has the ability to change one thing every day. Everybody has one thing that they can better every day. It's just a matter of knowing what it is you want to better yourself at. And with that, I will wrap up this video. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me and maybe giving a little bit of context. Again, special shout out to Yuka for challenging me. I appreciate you. And a special shout out to Tomodachi Island. I hope you enjoyed this little VOD playing. It's not like you're missing anything because this was a VOD. But let's finish up with this. This will prove to me if Matrix have watched my video. Because would you look at that? Ada Wong. Most scuffed Ada Wong in the world, but you know what? Work with what I could. Anyways, streams, I don't know. I'm currently working a lot. Next video, I'm not sure either. I guess we'll see. But until then, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful night, wonderful evening, whatever it is to you, and I will see you on the next one. Appreciate you all.